Yeah. Uh, yeah. Hey, Adrian here with Disclosurefest Foundation. I'm here with Michael Cremo, one of the greats within this community that has been pioneering and leading the trail and still here rocking it every step of the way. Known for such amazing books like Forbidden Knowledge and the hidden history of the human, so many different. So Michael, thanks for joining us. He's going to be part of our Stairway to the Stars event um, in Vegas at the Luxor, November 10, 11, and 12. And it was such a gift to have you on. And Jimmy's been raving too, because Jimmy, you and Jimmy go way back as well. We're just getting to know each other. But yeah, so happy you're part of this event. And yeah, just welcome, Michael Cremo.
Well, I'm really honored to have been invited to be part of what I call a genuinely stellar event. A great lineup of speakers, wonderful activities like the Skywatch near Area 51. I'm really looking forward to that. So,
Yeah.
sometimes people say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm kind of looking to take a lot out back from Vegas. I don't want to just stay there. So whatever I learn, from the other speakers who are participating in this marvelous event, and thanks to the organizers, Jimmy Church, Adrian, you too, for everything that you're doing to make this a wonderful event. Like you say, I've been around a long, long time in this field, and I've seen a lot of things happen. And I think it's getting better and better each day. So kudos to you and everyone involved in this fantastic event.
Yeah, definitely a hard one to put together. It's been quite a journey. I've been, I walked through the Luxor in 2020 with my partner at the time, and we were walking through, and this transmission came through. And I was like, honey, I think I need to do something here. And I didn't know what that was yet. Just I had some MGM contacts and, sent a couple emails and then and a few months later in the meditation, Spirit came back and showed me how that whole strip was built on a very powerful grid point ley line for the planet, and how that pyramid is such a generator for this power plant. And I'm just like, well, what's it being used for? So let's get all the light workers and all the people around this in this community that is actually here to serve humanity into this one power vortex, and just see what can happen.
That's what I find really fascinating about the event, because yes, we've got the UFO researchers there, the ET researchers, others, but there are also the light workers. There's going to be yoga and meditation events and things like that. So I think it's a really wonderful combination of, you could say, the more scientific aspect of things and the spiritual side of it. I remember once I was in Las Vegas. I mean, you were speaking about it being kind of a vortex, and I think it really is. But I was surprised. I was going through the gardens of one of the casinos. I think it may have been the Caesar's Palace or something. But they had in there a statue, an image of one of the Hindu gods, Brahma, who's got four heads. I don't know if it's still there.
I've never seen it. I want to go see it.
Yeah, I definitely saw it on the grounds of one of the casinos there. I was thinking, what is this? Somebody connected with this place has got some spiritual smarts.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the fact that it, that revealed itself to me about this ley line, which I was unaware of. And, if that is a PowerPoint, of the planet, of course, why wouldn't there be these illustrations of deities and different other sacred geometry or symbolism that can kind of, help within, the energetic, blueprint of it all. So yeah, we all know Vegas to be, things like Sin City. And like you said, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Says it's supposed to be all this, there's a stigma or something, and then there's all these seven deadly sins that are part of this whole city. So it's obviously kind of, built in this in this narrative in a way. And yeah, for us to be out there, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
There's so much that you've done with like forbidden archaeology and in your research within a lot of these sacred sites and temples and pyramids. Now, like this being a pyramid itself, obviously, I don't know if you've looked into the geometry and the specifications of it, but just knowing what you know about pyramid technology, like, and it being on such a powerful place, America's playground is, it's called, like, obviously for me it doesn't feel like it's just there's some sort of design there. So for you, like looking in, like what can you tell me of what you feel about what something like this can represent in a place like Las Vegas?
Well, I mean, it certainly stands out. When you're flying in, you really notice it. And yeah, I think you're right. There is some kind of energy vortex there. And I haven't really looked in detail at the Las Vegas Luxor pyramid, to measure it and whatever. But the original Giza Plateau pyramid, if you measure it, it turns out that its length, the length of a side corresponds to, I'd have to look back at my figures, but a certain percentage of a minute of latitude. So it's, the base of it is, in terms of its measurement, it's related to the circumference of the Earth.
Mm.
And it's related to different ancient units of measurement. So the pyramids were built by people who understood that we have a connection with higher beings, higher dimensions in the universe. We're not just accidental creatures in an accidental universe. There are things that are going on, communications that are meant to take place, harmonies that are meant to be established. It's really a different kind of cosmology, a different type of worldview. Although we're approaching it now, with the Webb telescope out there and everything, more and more planets capable of supporting life, with exobiology becoming a big topic in mainstream research, having people like Avi Loeb, who was head of the astronomy department at Harvard University, saying our solar system is being visited by craft from intelligent civilizations that existed on extra solar system, outside our solar system planets. It's really pretty amazing the way that even the mainstream is going. So I think this event in Las Vegas, the Stairway to the Stars, we all want to get on that stairway and take a step up. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, same here. Yeah, it's amazing. And you mentioned it, like a lot of the geometry and the specifications of the Giza pyramids. I just remember back in the day, like when what was his name back? Richard Hoagland. Remember Richard Hoagland?
Yes.
They're bringing a lot of that information to light. His early '90s, and you
Oh,
know,
the pyramid on Mars.
yeah, and the pyramid on Mars on top of that, because he was linking the geometry of the pyramids on Mars to the geometry of Stonehenge and the Giza pyramids, and you know, he meant, I know in some of the stuff that you've talked about, that pyramid technology can also, because it's creating photonic energy, it's almost like can be also a communication device. You know, what do you feel with one that's just built by man sitting in the middle of a desert, you know, called the Luxor? Do you feel like energetically that is something that can kind of use the same technology as pyramid technology?
Well, there's a lot of technology that's centered in that area. You know, for a long time, it was part of the America's nuclear testing area. Yeah, so I think all different kinds of energies, for good or bad, you know, can be concentrated in a place like that. Yeah, you had the Hoover Dam, you know, built in that area. As I said, they used to come to Las Vegas to witness atomic bomb tests. They were testing atomic bombs in the desert around Las Vegas, and people would come in like a holiday to see them go off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's always been some kind of an energy center. Of course, what to speak of the Native American Indian people who have lived in that area for thousands of years. But yeah, the
So
the current development of bringing in, like you called it, the pyramid technology, and maybe some other elements like that, I think is very, very positive. And it could become like another Sedona or a place like that. Uh, you know,
that's incredible. it's a, I love that you said that.
yeah. I mean, if it becomes, and it may change the character of the place that you were mentioning before. But I
Hmm.
suppose there's always going to have to be a place for those kinds of energies as well.
So Michael, like without giving away too much, because you know, so I know there's so many people anticipating your talk that you're going to give. I know that we have you on a panel also, but as far as like your talk itself, what what are we getting into a little bit? Because I know, you know, people are asking.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a question that some people have, that some scientists have even. What if there existed on our planet millions of years ago, hundreds of millions of years ago, as far back in time as geological period called the Silurian, which is about 450 million years ago? What if there was a race of reptilian humanoid creatures that had an advanced technological civilization? What remains of it would we see today? In other words, this is going to take us deep into what I call forbidden archeology. And that means evidence that completely contradicts what we're now being told about human origins. So I'm going to explore that topic in depth in my talk at the Luxor in Las Vegas, the
Hmm.
weekend of November 10th to the 12th.
Wow,
So,
you're going way back there.
yeah, well,
So
that's what I do.
you have to
Other,
go to the root to get to the whole story.
yeah, other researchers kind of concentrate on more recent aspects of our presence on this planet. like, the mainstream idea is that civilization began on this planet maybe 6,000 years ago, 6 or 7,000 years ago.
Right.
But now, some researchers are focusing on places like Göbekli Tepe and related sites in Turkey that show that no advanced civilizations capable of doing advanced stonework and monumental stone carvings they go back maybe 13 or 14,000 years. So
Yeah.
they're pushing things back on that level, but I go way back.
Way back. So like just what's an example of something that can represent a civilization that far back? Just give me like one example.
Well, people find fascinating the case of the Klerksdorp spheres. They're round metallic objects that come from South Africa. And they're found in mineral deposits in a mine in South Africa about over 2 billion years old, not million with an M, but billions with a B.
Wow.
And, they look like they're manufactured by someone with human-like intelligence. Many of them, excuse me, many of them have parallel grooves that go around the center of each object, sometimes 2 grooves, sometimes 3. And nobody has been able to give me a really satisfactory explanation of how these things could have formed naturally in the layers of the earth. And until someone is able to do that, I have to consider the possibility that these things are what they appear to be.
Yeah.
They're perfectly spherical. They have these parallel grooves running around the center of each one. They look like either some type of game piece or maybe some type of weapon or something, but they definitely look like they're intelligently manufactured. So that's one kind of evidence.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah, it just like reminds me of that one movie, Minority Report.
Oh yeah, Minority Report.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a scholar who wrote a book called Minority Report, and he was discussing how scientists in the mainstream react towards minority opinions about their topic. And he included me as an example of
That's so awesome.
as someone who is worthy of a Minority Report.
There you go. Wow, that makes total sense. So yeah, I mean, so we are this Stairway to the Stars, how it just kind of manifested. Jimmy and I were thinking of names forever, and then it just all came through because we both love Led Zeppelin, so it was like Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
But like
So that was
that was how it's there. Now it's a Stairway to the Stars, but then we needed a byline, and that's where this global human origin science and ancient technology expo. So for you to take us all the way back, it's such a gift because you're right. A lot of the researchers, they're at 10,000, 20,000 years, lucky if we get to 30,000 years, and you're in the billions. So let's figure this out.
I think, it relates to the fact, why are we here? What is this universe all about? And I think it's like an educational facility where we can learn about ourselves and where we should be. And where we should be is on that stairway to the stars, going upwards in terms of our dimensionality. And to me, that suggests It's like if you build a space station and send it into outer space, you don't just hope that the chemicals within the space station will somehow combine together and make an astronaut,
Right.
capable of operating it. No, the spaceship is there because you've got astronauts that are ready to use it. So I think, why do we have this universe? Well, and which can be best appreciated by a conscious self in a human body like ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see the coyotes in Nevada organizing a conference,
Mm-hmm.
about these things. So I think that ability to do that which requires the human vehicle for the conscious self, it's always been available.
Yeah.
Since the beginning. But
yeah.
anyways, that's
I love it. Great analogies, and it's true. And so we're I'm just really excited that we're all getting together. Manifesting these type of events is, it's very interesting. And when we're working with something like the Vegas Strip and a whole hotel that we're renting out, and it's a huge endeavor. And to be able to get this all facilitated and have all these amazing speakers like yourself and everyone else, and from the ancient aliens and some of our Discovery Channel hosts and Gaia TV and Jimmy and all these people, just to go into one place to do as like a first time event too. Like it's really, it just goes to show that there's some importance with this. And I've been talking to so many people, especially like vendors that do so many events, and they're like, oh, and they're like, oh, by the way, I never do first time events, but I have to be here. I can't I can't recall how many times I've heard that this time. It's just so many people, like seasoned people, that are just like, I'm not going to invest on going to a first time event. But yeah, it's just, there's more purpose within this event that I've seen in some events out there. And for us to get together, I'm really excited, super excited to get to have you there, Michael, and then to actually get that far back to try to build the story of human origins, because it's just going to be such a gift to hear what you're going to have to say. I know a lot of people are excited. It's such a blessing to have you. And looking forward to giving you a squeeze when we're there. And yeah, any closing?
Yeah, well, I look at myself as part of a community. I don't consider myself to be a lone ranger. I realize that everything I do depends on there being people interested to hear about it. So there are researchers who are doing the speaking and the writing and the researching. There are people who are facilitating that, who are making arrangements for people to be able to do that. And then there are people who are arranging to communicate the results of that research, whether by podcasts or radio shows or conferences such as the one that you're organizing. So it's a community effort. We're not in this alone, isolated. It all kind of works together. There's a synergy there that really helps it. And then of course, the people who are interested in these things and who are willing to give things a shot, listen, see if something makes sense, and maybe change their mind about some topic. So it's really, I'm just so blessed, really, to be able to participate in an event like this. And I thank you for everything you've done to make it happen.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure. I've surrendered to it a while ago, and and likewise, so blessed to have you there. So yeah, Michael Cremo, who's going to be taking you way back there to start putting the storyline together. of our human origins. See you November 10, 11, and 12 at the Luxor, Las Vegas, Nevada. You can get your tickets at disclosurefest.org or stairwaytothestars.com. And we'll see you there on our Stairway to the Stars.
Be there.
Bye, everyone. Cool.